Kings Langley held their third annual Her Game 2 match day on Saturday the 7th of March, one day before International Women's Day, as part of a partnership aiming to promote inclusivity and help women and girls of all ages feel welcome and valued in men's football. I spoke to girls under 13 coach and the club's community officer, Dean Wigsell, and the head of youth, Ashley Lawrence, to find out more.
We partnered up with Her Game 2 about 3 years ago, and I think it was timed perfectly with the expansion of our girls section here at the club, so it seemed like a perfect time to kind of show that the club wanted to be more inclusive and more of a welcome environment for female supporters. Today it was very much just about kind of celebrating the girls, really. So we had all but one of our age groups represented today, so they all walked out with the two teams in various kind of ways. Some were mascots, some were flag bearers, and then we were due to have a small game being played on the pitch, but because we had so many girls here, we didn't want anyone to miss out, so we turned that around and let all the girls take a penalty, and we saw some brilliant penalties and some brilliant saves actually from some of our female goalkeepers as well. And I think that's the beauty of Her Game 2. It shows the girls that we're embracing not just girls football, but we're embracing them into the world of football generally. Today we had Matt Bateman, who is injured, but he gave up some of his time to come and stand and have a chat with some of the girls, and that always goes down really, really well with the kids, especially the younger age groups. They were asking him questions about his injury and his goals, and so just for the girls to feel like they belong within the first team environment as much as the blokes that are in the bar now having a pint do. It's really, really important, and hopefully that will continue for a long time.
Girls football has boomed in recent years following the Lionesses' European Championship wins in 2022 and 2025. The FA reported a 56% increase in participation between 2020 and 2024, with 36% of 13 to 18-year-olds now attached to a team, according to Football Beyond Borders in 2025. Lawrence believes a combination of the game's national growth and the club's own strategy have helped them expand their own girls' offering.
I do think there's been a direct correlation between the increase in popularity of professional girls and women's football and number of girls that we see playing on a Saturday for us. But I think also just from a local perspective, providing the opportunity for girls to play football. So our chairman, Darren Elliott, a couple of years ago gave every single girl free football for a year, which was a massive boost to numbers. And obviously the large number of girls have continued to play for the club in the years since then. So I think it's a combination of those kind of the more national factors, but also some local factors as well. Increasing girls football has been one of our primary objectives pretty much the whole time that I've been involved with the committee, and we've been really fortunate that over the last 2 or 3 years we've really seen that increase exponentially. This season we've had 8 girls teams representing the club, and that's from under 8s all the way up to under 15s. That is night and day from where we were even so recently as 3-4 years ago. I think we only had probably 2 or 3, so over double where we were. The one thing we want as a youth committee is to ensure that the football club represents the village, and 5-6 years ago that simply wasn't the case when it comes to girls football. There weren't enough girls teams. It's just completely transformed what the club feels like on a Saturday, because from 10 a.m. when the first game kicks off through to when the first team's game finishes around 5 o'clock today, there's a constant stream of people representing, wearing that Kings Langley Football Club badge, representing the club, and on a Saturday that is exclusively girls through until the first team starts.
Even on a Sunday, when people assume it's boys football being played on a Sunday, for us it's very much mixed football. Last season we put an all-girls team into what is perceived to be the boys' league. This year we haven't had that team, but a lot of those girls have continued to play in amongst the boys' teams. And even on a Saturday morning with our Ned Soccer School, which is our sort of 5 to 7 age group, there's girls and boys training together on a Saturday morning that hopefully will then be the next kind of under 7s, under 8s, under 9s coming through. So the club has very much embraced female football generally, and they're giving them as many opportunities as possible. A lot of the girls that we've got now are training and involved with other clubs, so, Chelsea's, your Arsenal's, your Watford's, Stevenage. There's girls that are kind of going off and taking their football to another level, and that's off the back of the foundation that they've been given here, I think.
But there is still some way to go. A recent UK study suggested nearly 50% of women have received sexist insults while playing sport, and Women in Sport reported a 24% team sport gap between girls and boys, with just 8% of sports coverage on key channels featuring women's sport. However, Kings Langley's progress has seen them reach a place where total equality is not too far away, all the way up to the senior ranks.
I think we have to be realistic in that, we're coming from a position where we were almost exclusively boys football, so it will be a gradual process, but ultimately we all know that football should be equally representative of boys and girls. We're a long way from that still, but we're so far ahead of where we were a few years ago, and yeah, we would love to see as many girls playing for Kings Langley as there are boys, and we'd love to see it have as many girls teams as we do boys teams. In this club, we're very fortunate. When you look in the local area, there aren't many clubs that are comparable, that have a pathway through, obviously, to the boys for the first team, that have, you know, really high level football being played right in front, right next to the youth football. So we'd love for that to act as an inspiration for boys and girls to become more involved in the football club, all the way from under 7s all the way through to under 18s, and we'd love to have girls teams at every single age group, which is definitely an aspiration for us.
Senior women's team is definitely something that we've discussed. It's something that, you know, that we would like to achieve in the long term. We're fortunate that we've had other women's teams play here, you know, of a higher level than what we currently offer. So, you know, it's aspirational for us as a club to see how they operate when they're here. And obviously it's a good opportunity for our girls when they come down and watch those games as well. And I think it's a long-term objective, and it probably is a little way down the road, but there's no reason why it shouldn't be.